Hello everyone. All right, let's get this all set up. Double check that you guys can see and hear me, and apologize that it has been so long since I have been on here. Even my aunt said something that she hasn't seen me, but you know, life. Not really a great excuse, but it is my excuse. Okay, but here we are. So let's have some fun. All right, I think you guys can see. Okay, so I am going to do three things. I'm going to work with a sketch that is from the TGIF challenges. I am going to work with this stamp set, Encircled in Warmth, because it is a stamp set that is featured in the class to go that I have posted at the moment. Hello, Casey. And we are going to work with this DSP, the Tidings of Christmas, because it is also what is in my class to go. So these two items are what are in the class, but we're going to sort of flip it on its head. Why is this paused? I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure if you can see or not. I'm going to keep going unless somebody says that they can't. It's saying my video is interrupted, but I don't know if that's true. But what I want to focus on is using this paper, but in a non-Christmassy way. And so I want to use this stamp set, this stamp, because it is the only one that is not seasonal. Casey, can you tell me if you can still see me? Not sure if I should stop and start over. Okay, you can. Okay, sorry then. I'll just keep going. That's weird. Okay, so I wanted to focus on these two prints that are they're not as seasonal to me. They're not green, they're not Christmassy. Not that green is necessarily Christmassy, but a lot of the ones in here are Christmassy, and certainly the class I'm doing is Christmas based. But you get half a pack of the DSP, so I wanted to make sure you had some ideas for what you would do with the rest of it. So I am focusing on this piece, which to me feels a bit more fall. This is Sahara Sand, and so I've got a Sahara Sand card base, and then this one here is Cherry Cobbler. So you can see it's a similar pattern, just a smaller imagery. So what we are going to do is I've already created the card base, the Sahara Sand card base, and this is, I've taken our standard piece of cardstock, cut it at 4 1/4 and scored it at 5 1/2. So we have our standard card base. And then I'm going to take, these sheets are 6 by 6s, so I am going to cut it down to 4 inches and then 5 1/4, which is our standard mat. Oh, there we go. That's, no, I don't know. I'm really sorry. I hope this is working. I just keep seeing interrupted, but that just might be at my house. 5 1/4. So that is our standard mat. Okay, so standard mat, and then the sketch in the TGIF has got 3 blocks of DSP. So I am going to cut this into 3. I might end up putting this on an angle, so then I can always make that smaller. But basically I am going to, I want it to kind of just sit in the middle, so 3 1/4. I'm going to make them 7 each, 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to do strips that are 7/8 of an inch, and then I also am going to, hi Teddy, decide I don't want them to be more than 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. And then I am going to do pieces that are 7/8 of an inch wide. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to cut one of them. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, that'll be good. So I'm gonna do 3 of those, 7/8 of an inch. All right, so we have 3 strips of that. I'm gonna move that to the side. We are 3 strips. And then they had a strip across the bottom here. So I've got a couple of thoughts. We can do ribbon, but I don't know if I really want to bring in the gold. Or we can use, this has got those same colors in it. And then I was going to use this die, which is from the Painted Labels dies. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's get this guy out. See how this looks. I said I was delaying my live because I wanted to be organized. Yeah, I'm still not really organized, but at least I have a thought. We're having a bit of a weird weekend at our house. My son is under the weather, so we're just kind of chilling out because of that, and then we're waiting to hear on COVID results, and those aren't coming through, so nothing but good times around here. I drove back and forth to Vernon within 24 hours for a funeral. So, sorry, I'm just popping out the bits here. I'm gonna make 2 of these because that might not be long enough. So just so we have some options, and we'll piece them together. However we need. Put this guy away. So we have 2 of this. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. That's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just overlap it and use it like that. So that makes me happy. Put that off to the side. That stripe might come in handy, so we'll keep it. All right. Okay, let's keep going here. And then what I also want to do, so I want to use, like I said, I wanted to use this greeting because to me, this is the only one I'm not using in the class because it's not Christmas. But I thought it would be a nice greeting for this card. I'm going to stamp it in Cherry Cobbler on the Sahara Sand. And then we will figure out what kind of shape we want for that. So let's go back to this. So if we kind of do that, and I might actually kind of rough up this edge a little. I don't want to have you seeing the other side of this piece because it's green, but I like the idea of just kind of giving this a bit of a rustic feel in the corner there. And then if we just put these 3 pieces down, and then let's get this, glue these together. overlap. Okay, and then that would kind of go there. It's not really gonna pop though, is it? So we might have to just do a simple strip of Sahara sand, which I have some scraps, and I've got one here that is like perfect. I thought I had ordered myself another pack of this, but it appears I did not. If you're wondering why I was using a 12 by 12 sheet. And then I'm gonna have to cut, because I don't like how that looks there, so I'm going to cut so we have an actual edge. I am doing a class on this set, yes. It's called Tidings of Christmas Class to Go, because what you get if you register for the class, you get half a pack of the DSP, and you get half a roll of this red ribbon and half a roll of the Evening Evergreen. And then the stamp set I'm using is this stamp set, but that's an add-on. You don't have to buy the stamp set. That is your choice. Okay, so I'm going to glue this to this piece of Sahara sand. There's also a PDF option, Casey, so you could always do that. You wanted, well, all the details are on my page. It's listed under event. And the RSVP is the 15th. What is going on here? I know there's glue in here, so this is annoying to me. But maybe I left the lid off. I don't really want a giant splooge of glue to come out. So we're gonna move on just to be safe. Oh my God. And now there's none coming out of here. So it's really my day, isn't it, folks? Well, doesn't surprise me, given everything else that's going on right now. Why would anything go according to plan? Okay, gonna do that. I am going to cut. Okay. And then those are scraps we don't need. But we need to do something with this. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry you guys if this video is weird because it keeps telling me that it's cutting out. So I don't know what it's doing on your end. None of those are big enough. An online class, yep, it's a class to go. So what's gonna happen is I am going to have pre-recorded videos in an exclusive Facebook group, and they will be available on October the 23rd. And then you can do the class whenever you like. So no matter what option you get, you'll just be able to do the class when you want. Okay, I think we're gonna need a circle. I don't know that I have any other shape that is going to be big enough for this greeting. Because I want it to still be, yeah, roughly circular. So let's look at the circles. See what we've got. This one maybe. It'll just fit in that one. Okay, so let's go with that. And then maybe the scalloped edge as well. All right. So I'm just gonna cut this out so we can stick it in the Big Shot. And I am just gonna do this off to the side because I'm actually gonna use my magnetic plate because I want to make sure that it's not gonna move since this circle is just perfectly going to fit. So talk amongst yourselves. La da da. Okay, we've got that, this, and then I'm going to get some cherry cobbler, which I have lots of scraps of. We're gonna do a scallop of that. If you don't own these layering circle dies, I mean, you really should have them. They're essential. I use them in so many projects. They're perfect. You will not regret buying them. I think they might be in like the $40 price range. 40, 44 maybe. But if you have a die cutting machine, you definitely would not regret having these. Oh, that one's too big. I wanted to be just the one bigger. Okay, so we're gonna cut that again. I want this one. Yeah. Which is fine. We just run it through again. You can line it up. It'll be perfect. Oh my God. See, now we have that, which I can use in a different project. So that's kind of fun. Casey and I were just recently at a craft retreat together. Casey, have you unpacked? Because I have not completely. It's a bit of a disaster. All right, I could have done this greeting on white, as there's some white in there, but I just wanted to keep to these really warm colors, which is kind of why I went this way. And I'm gonna crumple this other corner too, because I just kind of like the look that that's giving. And so then I'm just not going to put any adhesive in those corners. Just everywhere else when I lay this down. I am going to do it slightly askew. Might be a better word. Okay. And then what I might actually do though, I think I'm gonna do some white twine. Make sure these aren't upside down, that would be bad. So we have this combo pack of the twine. So I think I will do that. I think I'll tie in some white twine. So we're gonna have to get a little bit creative here. We're gonna have those pieces. I'm going to figure out how far apart we want them to be. Okay, and then, so what I'm going to do is take one of these and I'm going to put this sort of about there, I think. And then I'm going to take another one. Put it at the opposite end, making sure we're straight, which we're not. So this is like, one of my key things that I would probably not do well. Okay, make sure that's in line. And I'm going to just stick the third one in the middle. Looks about right. And then we're going to kind of have that be there. I'm going to take the twine. I'm going to wrap that around twice. I like to wrap twine around twice because it's thin. I like the look that gives us. Most ribbons I don't wrap around twice because they're already too thick. Cut that off. We're going to tie it. So me putting this strip of cardstock on these 3 strips is allowing me to hold them together and wrap the twine around them without wrapping it around my entire card base because I didn't want to do that. So it's just a little trick. You could also just stick some paper behind it that you weren't going to have show. Okay, I just don't want my twine to fall on the floor. All right. Then we're going to bring this back in. And then we're going to kind of put this guy on here. I kind of want those closer together. I don't actually... Now I wish I'd done those closer together. So what I might do is actually tie in a little bit of white now. Okay, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to see. I'm not sure. We're going to see what that looks like. Where'd my paper cutter go? Otherwise, we're going to take this apart. But what have we got here? We've got 1, 3 1/4. Just trying to see. So if I put that on there like that. Seeing if I like that breakup of white in between. So what I'm going to do, this is why you should plan things in advance, right? Those are just too spaced apart. It looks funny to me. But I'm not sure now that we can actually take it apart. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. I'm going to move these closer together. Making sure they're straight. Okay. I think we can still keep that like that. Let's see how that looks. Oh my gosh. Okay. As always, just winging it here for everyone to see. that's okay. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna use dimensionals, which I had out. This is why, friends, you want to plan things in advance. But I thought, okay, I've got a sketch, I'll be fine. And of course, we are fine, but you know, this just ends up where I make a card and then think afterwards I should have tweaked it, and then you'll see that I'll show you some other version. All right, so we're gonna put this straight up and down though. So I'm going to pull that like that. So it's at least straight. We've got that. And then we're going to have to stick a dimensional under each of those. We could stick one in the middle as well, I guess. I'm going to see if I care. I think because this is going to be there, it's not going to matter to me. Where's my end? Stuck under there. Okay, we've got this. We're going to pop that up as well. We've got our little crinkly edges. And then I want this. I actually do want those pieces now that I'm seeing it. I should have known that. Okay. I can't see any comments at this point, so either you guys are sleeping, which I wouldn't, or you're just not commenting, which is fine, or you're like, oh my, this is a train wreck, which is also true. Okay, that's popped up now. We're gonna pop, oh, Casey, thank goodness for you. You're not drinking Mike's, are you? I mean, it is Saturday, so I wouldn't blame you. Okay. Now we have this guy popped up. I feel like everything on this card is slightly crooked. But you know what? I'm okay with that too. I am just a-okay with everything that's happening here. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to do that. Okay, we've got the twine. So here we have it. And then what I'm thinking I want to do is use these brushed metallic. Although those might be nice too, but I think I'm gonna go with these. I think these are on, well, these were on back order. They're so pretty. So I think let's do these ones. Whoops. Yeah, okay. So, what do we do? I think maybe like one over here. One down here. I think this is too, yeah, that's too brown. And then, this is where sometimes, like, I know people are all about, like, do things in threes. Sometimes I don't like threes, or there's just not another spot for a third one. I might just leave it at 2. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, so 3:03, we're just over the half-hour mark. And there you go. So In summary, what we have used is the Tidings of Christmas DSP, but we have totally used a we have totally put a non-Christmassy feel to this card. Okay, so I have used this Tidings of Christmas DSP. This card doesn't look at all Christmassy to me. I have used the Encircled in Warmth stamp set. And then again, I have chosen this one here that you could use for Christmas for sure, but I feel like this is the one that mostly is sort of non-seasonal. And then this was a sketch from the TGIF. So I just used some Sahara Sand, some cherry cobbler. I tried to give this kind of a rustic, scrunched up feel, and threw a bunch of stuff together there. And hopefully you like it. Thank you for joining in. I am definitely going to try to be live every day this weekend because we're kind of stuck at home. So I am going to attempt to be live again tomorrow as well as on Monday. I will definitely put out the times in advance. I will also plan to be a little more organized. But as mentioned, I have a class featuring both these papers and this stamp set. It's on my site under events. There's lots of options. There's a PDF only option. There's a supplies option. There's an include the stamp set option. It is an online class to go. So lots of opportunity there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday and happy turkey. Bye guys.